Alright everybody, welcome to my channel, and I just wanted to give everybody a quick update on the solar system. It's been running for about almost 3 weeks now. Dramatically decreased my electric bill. I mean, night and day difference, everyone. As you can see right here, I've got just one inverter running. This other one's shut off. This one powers my entire house. Got the master battery right here. You can see how that's all set up. 67% charge, and I'll explain why it's so low right now here in a minute. Here's the slave battery. You can see it's at 66% charge, so we got a 1% difference. That's not a major difference to really be concerned about. When you're setting up the batteries, your biggest concern is make sure your cables are almost the exact, if not the exact same length when they come up to your breakers. And then you want to make sure all your cables down here are pretty much the same length. The inverters, they come with the cable, so that's going to give you your same length regardless. Then you got right here your bus bars. That's where everything connects into. Now, what I wanted to make this video for is, what do you do on a rainy, nasty day when your solar output's like 0.15 kW, okay? This is where in my subsequent videos prior to this, I showed about the EG4 charger. This is where that charger comes in handy. All right, so if you look down here, you got the EG4. Escape real quick here. You can see it's pumping out 60.4 amps at 54.345, somewhere in that voltage. What this is for rainy days. Right here you can see where it says SOC, lost state of charge, and that's because I don't have it hooked into the inverters directly, because I want my batteries to let the inverter know what it's doing, and vice versa, and the inverter to know what the batteries are doing. So if you come over here, this here 225 pin 30 amp plug, and that controls the inverter. This goes to my outside grid. You may ask why I did it this way when the inverters are capable of charging the batteries themselves via hooked up to the grid. The reason this was put in is because I noticed a slight feedback off the inverters pushing power back into the grid even when I designated it as an off. So with it being off, it was still putting power in even with the CT cables hooked up. And everybody knows you have a digital meter, the power company will register that in there, and then they're gonna want you to get hooked up to the grid and, you know, be grid tied and all that. And I didn't want any of that. I simply wanted to be off grid. So I put that plug in right there for the system to make it to where it isn't off grid and I can still charge via the grid. Now you may ask, well, what happens if the grid goes down? Well, I have an inverter generator out in my garage. It's 6,800 watts that it can produce. It's electric start. It's, you know, the whole 9 yards, and about $700 on Walmart. It's made by Wen. It's got the remote start, all that stuff. But should the grid ever go down, then this plug here, you take this plug here, you get an extension cord, and you run it to the inverter, and now you're truly off grid. So either way, I've prepared for any contingency that I can think of that could possibly happen. But that's what you do on a nice, cloudy, nasty day. And the goal is to get your batteries charged. I mean, you can see how fast the thing works. I mean, we're at 68%. I've already charged in a minute, or 1% in just 4 minutes that I've been on this video with you guys. But that's the update I wanted to give everybody. I just wanted everybody to know what you do on a rainy day. But as far as the system goes, when you got full power sun, I've got 24 panels, just standard face panels, 375 watts per panel coming in on 2 lines, so it's 12 panels per at roughly 560 volts, I think is what comes in per line on this one inverter here. And on a nice sunny day, it'll charge these batteries in roughly about an hour and a half, times 2 to a full 100%. But in the off chance, when you got nasty, rainy, disgusting days, that's when that EG4 charger comes in play. And that just floats the batteries until we get our sun back, which it looks like we got about 3 days of nasty weather. So this EG4 is going to be a blessing for that nasty weather. So when you're setting up these systems, I always tell people, plan for contingencies, plan for things that aren't always going to go right, because you know you do have weather, and there's many other contingencies that you got to account for when you're setting these up, especially if you're going to try running it truly off grid, similar to what I've done. But with that being said, if you guys like my channel, you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you'd like to see my next videos. Coming up, we're going to be doing some RV rebuild videos, and that's going to be buying an RV. So it had some damage, but I'm getting it for such a great price that it's something that I can, that I feel like I want to take on the project with. But like I said, anybody has any questions pertaining to the solar, any of that stuff, feel free to, reach out, let me know. Anything, it doesn't matter what it is. But I hope everybody has a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.